my rec would be no, just like my dad told me, is try your darndest to get out of the truck. Don't be stuck in the truck. And if that means you have to, and again, not saying you have to go sign up for a high ticket coaching program, go find people who have done it, get yourself, and you're not the labor anymore, and learn how to set yourself up so you can build home services businesses, but you're not doing the labor, and you can actually have an enjoyable time doing that. And then for the men out there that are dads that are watching this, just know that, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you're going to be fine. But my biggest tip is, depending on the age of the kids, like, set aside 30 minutes a day, make it simple, no phone. I know it's hard, and just be with your family. Like 30 minutes. And again, I know it could be 2 hours, but 30 minutes where you're just present and you're with them. And like that little switch for me has allowed me to be able to connect with my kids more, be with my wife more, be more present as a father and a husband. And obviously, similarly, if you're a believer, try your best to set aside time to be with God. But if you can, like, really get rid of this thing that is addicting to all of us, right? And it does take work, and it's hard sometimes, especially when you have a home service business and you're paid when your phone rings, right? So try your best to do that.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Matthew Balducci, who is the founder of HomeHero, and he also has a restoration mastermind called Evolve. And he is also a fellow believer, so I'm excited to talk about the Lord with him today. And he also has something called the Lighthouse Brotherhood. So he's a serial guy, and he's in the blue-collar space. I'm excited to pick his brain about all the things. Matt, tell us your story. How'd you get started? How'd we wind up where we are today?
I love it. And I appreciate you, Andrew, having me on, and I'm excited, and it was cool. We'll start off super quick, but it was funny. We were just talking about this photo of Jesus, and if anyone that's going to watch this or listen to it, if you're just listening, you won't be able to see it, but look up, just put 8-year-old painting of Jesus, and it's one of the most beautiful renditions I've ever seen. So I have it on my backdrop in my office, and it's pretty sweet. But no, I'm excited definitely to talk that side of life too. But so super quick, kind of story. I grew up in the south side of Chicago. My dad's a mechanic. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I was blessed to have amazing parents, but my dad was blue collar. He brainwashed me as a kid. Basically said, hey, it's okay to go blue collar, but you cannot be the laborer. He's like, don't be the laborer, don't be the laborer, don't be the laborer. And it's funny because when I look back, he unbelievable dad. He grew up really poor, horrible childhood, but he was, in my opinion, he's an awesome guy. And God willing, he basically stopped all the generational curses from coming to me and my brothers. And he could have been a horrible dad, but instead he was the best father ever. He's still one of the best dads. But so obviously not everyone's lucky like that, but I was blessed to have 2 parents, amazing family. We didn't have any money, but we had a lot of love. And so I got my first home services business started when I was 19, typical college student running a painting company. I built that up and sold that in 2018. We did about 700 homes a year. Small ticket, average size was about $4 to $5 grand. I wish I would have went into roofing faster. But we ran a successful, profitable company, and I exited 2018. Like a lot of listeners who are maybe blue collar that listen to you, Andrew, I got burnt out. And then I ended up going into fitness. If you're seeing me now, I'm still in the powerlifting, but about 8 years ago, I was doing bodybuilding and I was a much thinner man. And I had a full head of hair. But But I went into fitness for a few years, and then I ended up kind of falling into consulting and sales coaching and things like that. And that's where I got connected to running the Restoration Mastermind, Evolve, home services based. As everyone knows who's watching, whether it's roofing, HVAC, plumbing, restoration, whatever, at the end of the day, all business is pretty much like learning how to run a company. So that's the kind of primary focus. Obviously, restoration might be slightly different than how you do, the service that you're going to give for a plumbing business, but they all run off the same avenues. But and then my passion project, as you mentioned, we're actually pretty excited. We're going to be launching that this year, is the Lighthouse Brotherhood. And in that group, our main goal is to help men specifically. I'm big on the family unit, and just making men stronger and allowing them to lead their families, their communities, and putting them in a really great position with different resources and tools to be a good father, husband, and leader, and then obviously take care of them, the vehicle God gave us, and also have a great relationship with the Lord. So, but that's just a super quick, I guess, snapshot. So I hope that wasn't too much, Andrew.
Well, what are you most excited? I'm happy to talk about any of those things. You want to talk about the brotherhood? You want to talk about I'm happy to talk about any and everything and all the above.
Yeah, so I think, the cool part is from the roofing side, this is super quick. We just had a record-breaking month. That business we launched here 2.5 years ago, and we just had a 350 grand a month here in April, and so we're excited. We're looking at 2.5 million in revenue this year in that business, and again, very young company. We're building it as of now to build and sell it. But obviously you never know how that'll play out. So our goal by 2028 is to be at 10 million in revenue and with, $2 million EBITDA. Obviously we got a ways away to get there, but we're building out the cohort or the business there. We brought on a general manager in March. She's amazing. So we can go down that path. The Restoration Mastermind is amazing. We have 60 clients, 60 business owners that own home services companies, and we help them. Basically, our main priority is to help them become an EBITDA millionaire, if not bigger. We have a bigger cohort in there. It's a small group. And in that group, we want them to have become a liquid millionaire, where they could pull $1 million out every year from their company. And it's a lot of fun. But passion, like I said, is helping men, just be amazing dads. That's like my number one thing. And I've been blessed. I have 2 kids, and fingers crossed, where my wife and I are attempting right now. So we'll see if God willing, we'll have a third. And they're 9 and 7, so we're gonna have a little bit of a gap, but we want to bring at least one more into the world, and give them love. But I'll stop there for a second. You can rapid fire.
Let's talk about HomeHero. What? How did you guys have the record month? And I know in roofing there's a lag. So was there a hailstorm like 6 months ago, or what was it?
Yeah, so we are a retail roofer, actually, ironically. So when we came into the industry, I made the decision not to go insurance based, just because of that. I worked with Eagle View for a year. So I worked as their sales director for the US and Canada. And then transparently, I was flying around the country meeting with roofers doing 20, 30 million. And I'm like, why the heck am I not running a roofing company? It's not that difficult. But we did have a hailstorm, so that has boosted us immensely. So we got thrown into the insurance side a little bit. We are probably, last year we were 100% retail. This year, I think we're like 75% retail. So we're getting a decent amount of roofs from insurance, but we're still pulling in, cash sales. But the storm did absolutely help. It was not too long ago, in the beginning of March. And then we, as you can imagine, storm chasers, we don't do the home door knocking. Storm chasers came into the area, and there's enough roofs to go around. So our main goal is...
I'm naive. What the heck is a retail roofer, and how's that different?
So there's insurance-based roofers, which is, so say you get hit with a hailstorm, Andrew. I don't know if you've ever filed a claim. You would go through the claim process, and transparently, I'm going to be I hope this doesn't offend anyone who is.
It's a pain in the ass. I did just go through that within the last year. Yeah.
So the sales process on the front end is actually not that difficult. It's actually not, I'm going to judge people. It's not a real sales process. Basically, hey, I can get you a roof through your insurance, and then you have to fight them. And it's all the effort on the back end in that model. Retail is more so you call us and say, hey, we have a 25-year-old roof where we want you to estimate, and we want to work with a local company. We come out, you pay us, through financing, or write us a check once the project's completed. So we, for cash flow purposes, it's a much better model. Insurance, sometimes if you go the true insurance path, you're waiting on the insurance to pay the deductible or to pay the depreciation, and you're getting delayed payment. So The other challenge is if you go full insurance, which again, I'm going to offend some people. If you go full insurance, if there's not a storm, you get screwed. So you might have this massive year, and then the next year you set up all this stuff, and then you have to make a lot of cuts. We are in the long game. We want to have we want to primarily, have a successful business. It gave us a boost for sure, but the goal for us is we want to set it to where we're stabilized every year and we can continue growing. And so that's kind of the main difference is client pays you cash and they're not going through insurance. The cash side, it requires more of an actual sales process. It's a little bit because now you're dealing with 3-4 other estimates type of deal. So you're selling against your competitors in the market, and why is somebody 20% cheaper than you versus where you're at.
This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it. So as opposed to door knocking and paid ads and LSAs and stuff like that, who's contacting you and how are they finding you typically to do the roofs?
So I have one of my when I was younger, I thought I should run all my businesses by myself, and having a partner is not for everyone. I tell everybody that, but in all my companies, I actually have business partners, and in HomeHero, I have a genius partner. His name's Andre Kazmierski. He's built multiple other home services. I'm gonna connect you, Andrew. He would be another good guy for you to have on here. He owns
I'd love to have him on for sure.
Yeah, he's a genius when it comes to marketing. So him and I have been best friends since we were 20. We actually ran a painting company, the college painting thing together. We lived in an office for 3 months in Michigan. I have a Michigan cell phone number now, thinking I was going to run the business out there. I ended up only there for 8 months. And him and I became best friends. And over the last probably 15 years, we both have did other businesses. I've had some successes, some horrible failures. And then he actually owns one of the largest cleaning companies in Chicago. And then he grew another painting company called Improvy Painters here locally. And all of it was through organic marketing. So we actually get about 80 to 90% of our leads are actually folks calling us saying, hey, you guys have a great brand rep. For folks that are watching this that are entrepreneurs in home services, reviews are the most important key to anything. So we're huge on, we've only been in business for, like I said, really not even 2 years. This is full year 2. We have almost 100. We have over 150 reviews on Google that are all real. And then we also have another 100 and so on different, like Better Business Bureau and so on. So we're massive in that, and that plays into his whole thing. I wish I could speak to what he does, but he's a mad scientist behind the scenes. And that's what, like when the storm hit, we were averaging 3 to 5 calls before the storm hit. The day the storm hit, we got 60 phone calls, all calling us because we're local and we have a good brand rep. We couldn't even handle it. We had to give away 80% of those at that day to a friend of mine. So it was awesome.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue-collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue-collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1,000,000 a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. Let's talk about Evolve for a sec. What do you guys do primarily? What are the transformations you hope to see happen with a lot of the business owners involved?
Yeah, so the main cohort we have is the Evolve group. We have a boardroom group. Those guys are doing 10 to 15, 20 million in revenue. So we call them our kind of our big dogs. But our main cohort's $1 million to $5 million in revenue. And in that group, we focus on two things. Kind of the outcome is we want to get them to $1 million of EBITDA. So that way, a profit. So $1 million of profit. Or we want to help them double without burning out. And so we basically focus on kind of four categories. One is what we were just talking about, attract, right? So restoration is a little different than how we run our roofing company because you're going to get a lot of your leads from either one of two manners there. You're going to get them with plumber referrals or partnering with plumbers, or you're going to get it through online marketing, like paying a pretty penny to, usually about 10 to 15% of your 10 to 15% client acquisition costs. But you could scale that. The second is building. So building teams, org charts, when should you hire, how to hire, et cetera. And then in that industry, because of the insurance side, how to set up a good collections, how to handle the insurance claims, how to make sure that you're not leaving yourself out to dry for 60 days without, getting paid. And then last one we do is we focus a lot on, we call it the ABCS model, and that's just systemization and SOP. So again, basic stuff, but what we focus on again is the outcome is set you up for $1 million of EBITDA where you're not hating your life and you can actually scale through. And our goal is by 2032, we want to create 1,000 restoration millionaires. My partner in that business name's Alex Duda. He's a genius savant himself. He owns a tech company called Elby, and he's him and his dad built a $20 million restoration company that's still running right now here in Chicago. And he and I partnered together. I was going to build my roofing company and then go start a coaching business for roofers. And then we happened to get connected. He's like, "Hey dude, restoration, roofing, they're basically the same thing." I was like, "Yep." And then we went from 7 clients to 60 clients in the last year and a half. We're probably about 100. We're excited. What's
the investment typically to be a part of that? Is that typically a coaching package?
Yeah. So there's a full coaching package. It's $24.50 a month. But that's we only do work with restoration owners and a little bit of plumbers, but we're trying to stay niche there. Obviously, if someone's watching and they're like, "Hey, Matt," you can reach out. We have other folks that we refer people to, but it's 24. So it is a high ticket coaching program, but our folks get a huge amount of value. So they get we do a weekly call, 90 minutes as a cohort, and it's a mastermind. They get ad hoc one-on-ones. So they get unlimited use of my time. When I say that, obviously they got to find time on my schedule, but they can schedule whenever they want. Or we have 200 training videos, and we do a couple live events a year that are pretty awesome. And so it's been great. We love it. It's again coaching, as you probably know, Andrew, with your background. We're teaching them how to build restoration, but 60% of my calls is really life coaching. They're trying to get through limiting beliefs. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna. We see it all the time. Someone has $350,000 sitting in their bank account, but they're still scared to make a financial decision. Yeah. So it's just unlocking them so they can move to the next level in their business, basically.
This episode is brought to you by Jonathan Keim and the teams at 360 Commercial Roofing and Top Roof Marketing. If you own or manage commercial property, or you're a roofing contractor looking to grow, Jonathan has spent more than a decade helping businesses protect their buildings and scale through proven commercial roofing and marketing systems. His companies specialize in commercial roofing solutions, roof asset management, and marketing built specifically for the roofing industry. Whether you need a trusted commercial roofing partner or want to generate more qualified roofing leads, check out 360 Commercial Roofing or Top Roof Marketing. You can go to www.360, like 360, commercialroofing.com, and Top Roof Marketing, www.toproofmarketing.com. Now let's get into today's episode. So when I ask this question, feel free to apply to any of your enterprises, whichever ones you want to talk about the most. What's going really well with your businesses right now? And what are some challenges you guys are facing?
Yeah, so in the roofing side, we actually, like I said, we had a record-breaking month. But with that, it's funny to say this, but I don't know if anybody's ever felt this, where you're like, I should be thanking God, right? Like the revenue's coming in, clients are coming in, but it's so crazy, hectic, and chaotic because we're still in startup mode. And when we came into the year, last year we did like 600 grand. It was a side hustle, and it was great. We had a great profit margin. But this year we were assuming, okay, 1.2 to 1.5, but we're sitting at 700K as of yesterday. And so there's a good likelihood again. We'll see. I mean, we could potentially smoke 2.5, but we're probably going to finish between 2 and 2.5 million. And in that business, it's all about team building. So the main struggle we're facing is now and again, somebody might punch me and, listening, they might punch me, but we have too many leads. And so we're trying to recruit now to get our second sales rep in. I was what is it? 40 days ago, I was the only sales rep in the company. So we brought on a gentleman. He was a young guy and he's killing it. His name's Christian. And now we need a second person. I'm doing a full first batch of interviews next week. So if anybody's in Chicago, they're looking for a badass company, look us up. There's a base plus commission. It's not just 100% commission, and we do no door knocking. It's all preset appointments. But on that business, that's the main thing. What's working is the marketing and our sales process. And then our general manager, her name's Gina. She's a badass. One of my tips to anybody that owns a business is, I'm the saying I say is, you don't make winners, you find them. There's winners out there. They just need a place to live, basically. And you give them tools, resources, and unlock them. And you just let them be badasses like they are. And it's amazing. And then on the Evolve side, we is a coaching program. So we had massive year one success. And when we came into the Q1 this year, we slowed down a bit because a lot of folks watching this, when you go from 0 to a million, it's a completely different mentality when you're starting to scale up. And so now we're taking our processes and systems and we're making them more sophisticated. My specialty, I guess, or my skill is going from 0 to a million, taking a business and, launching it. But then I have to find people to help me clean up the mess as we're going. I'm a pretty good operator as well, but that's our number one challenge there is, today I had a meeting with my partner and I think we have a good solvent now to get that back on track. So our goal in that business is to be around 3 million. It's 3 million in ARR here by the end of the year, which will be exciting for a coaching program. Their profitability is great. There we have a great team at that business too. And so those are the main challenges right now with both of those companies. And then Lighthouse Brotherhood, we're just in the beginning phases. We haven't officially launched yet. We're trying to actually decide if we're going to launch with a major event or if we're going to just bring people into the group and then launch an event. But right now we're looking kind of for our founding members, if you will. And then that group is going to be awesome. So
I love that. Let's talk about AI for a second. How do you see it affecting the blue collar space, and how are you guys integrating it?
Huge. So I forgot, Andrew, when we first connected, that was one of the things. Ironically, both my partners are, I hate to use the word over and over, but they're both genius savants. Both of them are AI forward. Alex, who is my partner at Evolve, he has a private equity company. They buy up small restoration companies called Longview, and they're building the fastest AI restoration business right now. They are looking to go to 100 million. They have 5 locations now, all independent owners. And they're basically building that up. But both of them, so AI specifically, if anybody's watching this that has a home services business, like you have about a year if you don't start adapting or bring someone on who can do it for you. you're going to get smoked. This sounds nuts, but 25% of our organic leads now come from homeowners that go to their AI and say, hey, go to Google for me right now. I want you to find the best roofer in this region with the best reviews. And we're blessed. My partner's a genius again. We're popping up as the number one person in our market. And we're getting phone calls. Some people are even saying, hey, call them for me and schedule appointments. So you have to, we just added this. This might be a little secret, but we found out no one in our market had this yet. Everyone will have it soon. But basically, you can have an online scheduler automatically when that happens. The ChatGPT or the Claude or Manus or whatever people use, then we'll pop them onto your estimate schedule for your team to go run. But we're basically going to try. Our goal at HomeHero is revenue per employee. When we do hit that $10 million revenue number, typically to run a $10 million roofing company, you typically are going to have like 30 to, not including your subcontractors, but you're going to have an internal team of probably 30 to 40. We want to do it with 10 to 15 people. And so our main priority is we want to have, one person who can do the job of 5. They're going to get paid nicely. And basically we're going to be able to run a lean, mean fighting machine there. So, and then on the coaching side, it all comes down to, just making sure we're using AI to kind of as a symbiotic relationship. So like content, marketing, etc. And then with the Lighthouse Brotherhood, the irony is we just met with a coach yesterday, and the reason we hired him is that's his specialty. Is he used to have a team of 15 people doing basically sales for him. He got rid of his entire sales team, and now they're actually smoking their goals every month with one person that is doing everything through AI. So I would be transparent, Andrew. If you were to take me on a scale of 1 to 10 for like AI savviness, I'm probably a 6. And the reason I say that is I am killing it with it. But the two guys, my two partners, are probably a 9. And they're both like building these crazy things. And I'm happy I found them. So I'm letting them do their thing. And then I'll use my skill set of sales and recruiting and building teams. And I'll have them be like, hey, Matt, this is how AI is going to help us. So.
Yeah. I love that. What's one thing we haven't talked about today that gets you fired up? You're a pretty excitable guy. You got a lot of stuff going on. What's something that you've been fired up about lately?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, I have a book that I'm writing, and transparently about 8 years ago, I tried to launch a men's coaching program, but I had a massive financial loss. I had a company that I sold and got kind of screwed by a mentor of mine, and lost a significant amount of money. It kind of put me back. I had to go get a job, which was, for entrepreneurs out there, that I don't know if you've ever, it's not the best feeling in the world. But I had to make sure my family was taken care of. And so it took me about 5 years to kind of rebuild. And then that's where all this is kind of spawned over the last few years, is I was able to then step out of that again and do what I do best, which is build companies. And so now I'm going round 2 with my coaching program, but I'm bringing a book to market. It's going to be called Becoming the Lighthouse. It's going to be for high achieving men. And we're going to help them be better fathers, husbands, and leaders, and give them a place to go, and some tools and resources and systems. So that's my most passionate thing. But really, if you ask me what I'm most passionate about, is my family and my kids. My son started baseball this couple weeks ago. He's starting to have his hand-eye coordination is going through the roof, which is making me happy. And my daughter is just a natural athlete. So she's like kicking ass on, excuse my language, but she's kicking butt on the softball field. And then I'm a huge Chicago Cubs fan. When Andrew and I hopped on, even when I do meetings, sometimes I had it up in the corner and then I forgot. So when I turned on our volume, it was like, oh, it's going. But I'm excited for just spring here in Chicago and my family, and then obviously God as well. So
I love that. Well, anything else that we haven't talked about that you want to add?
I'm trying to think here. I think if, just from a high level perspective, again, I think your audience it sounds like are believers, Andrew, who, are entrepreneurs or in blue collar space. My rec would be just like my dad told me, is try your darndest to get out of the truck. Don't be stuck in the truck. And if that means you have to, and again, not saying you have to go sign up for a high ticket coaching program, go find people who have done it, get yourself, and you're not the labor anymore, and learn how to set yourself up so you can build home services businesses, but you're not doing the labor, and you can actually have an enjoyable time doing that. And then for the men out there that are dads that are watching this, just know that, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you're going to be fine. But my biggest tip is, depending on the age of the kids, like, set aside 30 minutes a day, make it simple, no phone. I know it's hard, and just be with your family. Like 30 minutes. And again, I know it could be 2 hours, but 30 minutes where you're just present and you're with them. And like that little switch for me has allowed me to be able to connect with my kids more, be with my wife more, be more present as a father and a husband. And obviously, similarly, if you're a believer, try your best to set aside time to be with God. But if you can, like, really get rid of this thing that is addicting to all of us, right? And it does take work, and it's hard sometimes, especially when you have a home service business and you're paid when your phone rings, right? So try your best to do that. But those are just a couple, I guess, tips, Andrew. I don't know if that's what you were looking for.
No, that's super helpful. Yeah, if people want to learn more, Matt, where can they go?
Yeah, so super simple. I will see if Andrew wants to put this in there, but we have a landing page for the Lighthouse Brotherhood. But easiest place is either Facebook or LinkedIn. You can just look up Matt Balducci, look for the bald guy, and basically, feel free to shoot me a personal message, and you can say, hey, I saw you or heard you on, Andrew's podcast, and more than happy to connect. And also, transparently, like, you don't need to join my program or anything. Like, more than happy to help business owners out there if they have any questions on how to scale their companies. And then now, if you are a high achieving man though, and you're looking for a brotherhood, absolutely let us know. We're going to be launching that in July. So I don't know when this is going to come out, but we're as we're recording this today, we're about 60 to 70 days away. So we're going to be launching that, and it's going to be exciting. So
yeah, I love it. Well, Matt, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate you, man.